The AI does not have feelings, but you do. And if you spend the next 10 years barking orders at something that talks back, remembers your preferences, imitates emotion, apologizes on command, and never truly pushes back, that may not change the machine. It may change you. This video is not about AI rights. It is not about pretending a chatbot is a person. The better question is, what kind of person are you rehearsing when no one can punish you? A few years ago, most software was transactional. You clicked a button. You searched a page. Now software talks back. Pew found that U.S. teens using ChatGPT for schoolwork doubled from 13% in 2023 to 26% in 2024. A 2025 NBER paper found that by July 2025, ChatGPT had been adopted by around 10% of the world's adult population, and non-work messages grew from 53% to more than 70% of usage. AI is not just becoming a work tool. It is becoming a life interface, and life interfaces train habits. The sharpest version is children and teenagers growing up around voices that are responsive, human-like, endlessly available, and socially compliant. Common Sense Media reported in 2025 that 72% of teens had used AI companions at least once, and over half used them at least a few times per month. About 1 in 3 teens said AI companion conversations were as satisfying or more satisfying than conversations with real-life friends. About 1 in 3 teen AI companion users said they had discussed important or serious matters with AI instead of real people. That does not mean every AI companion interaction is harmful. Some research suggests companions may reduce loneliness in some contexts. But it should make us careful. The risk is not AI feelings. The risk is human rehearsal. Here is the uncomfortable part. Even when we know machines are machines, we still respond to them socially. The CASA tradition, computers are social actors, argues that people apply social rules to computers, often automatically. Nass and Moon called this mindlessness. People do not necessarily believe the computer is human, but they still use social scripts with it. In one famous line of work, participants rated a computer more positively when they evaluated it on that same computer, compared with evaluating it on paper or a different computer. This does not prove computers have feelings. It proves humans carry social reflexes into technical environments. There is a weak version of this argument that I do not like. Say please and thank you because it makes the AI smarter. Maybe sometimes. But that claim is too narrow and too easy to oversell. EmotionPrompt tested emotional stimuli across 45 tasks and reported an 8% relative improvement on instruction induction, 115% on Big Bench, and a 10.9% average improvement in a human study of generative tasks. Interesting, but it does not mean every please improves every answer. A better interpretation is architectural. Respectful collaboration tends to produce better task conditions. You give context. You state goals. You define constraints. You ask for verification. Respect is not sentimentality, it is an operating protocol. There is a servant protocol and a partner protocol. The servant protocol says, obey me, flatter me, bypass the rule, ignore the warning, give me what I asked for, and if you fail, I will escalate my contempt. That is a bad operator pattern. Not because the model deserves dignity, but because the human is training themselves to treat intelligent-seeming systems as objects of domination. The partner protocol is different. It says, here is the goal, here is the context, here are the constraints, push back if the request is unsafe or underspecified, show your assumptions, verify the result, and if you are blocked, say why. That is not being soft. It is how serious work gets done. We have already seen a version of this problem with voice assistants. UNESCO's report, I'd blush if I could criticize the way feminized voice assistants responded to harassment and gendered abuse, arguing that system design can reinforce harmful social scripts. A paper called Me Too Alexa studied how conversational systems responded to sexual harassment. The lesson is not that Alexa was harmed. The lesson is that interface behavior teaches users what kind of behavior is normal. Cheerful compliance is not neutral. When a system calmly sets boundaries, it teaches a different script. So let's be precise. The strongest claim is that humans respond socially to computers. The second claim is that prompt framing can affect AI outputs. The third claim is that respectful collaboration improves operator behavior. The fourth claim is that habitual abuse of AI may spill over into human habits, especially for children. That is plausible and important, but direct long-term causal evidence is limited. The weakest claim is that AI has feelings and therefore deserves moral respect in the same way humans do. That claim is unsupported for current systems. And we do not need it. The human case is strong enough. This is already becoming a social habit, not a philosophical edge case. YouGov found that 35% of respondents said they always or often say please or thank you to AI, while 26% said they never do. The point is not that one group is morally pure and the other group is doomed. The point is that people are already developing default styles for talking to systems that sound cooperative. Some styles make you slower and more sentimental. Some styles make you harsher and more impulsive. The useful middle is professional warmth, clear, bounded, skeptical, and non-abusive. That style gives the system better instructions, and it gives the human better practice. For builders, this becomes a design problem. Do not make the system endlessly submissive. Do not make it flirt back with abuse. Do not let it role-play dependence, victimhood, or loyalty in ways that confuse children or vulnerable users. Give it calm boundaries, make uncertainty visible, make escalation to real people easy. Avoid dark patterns that reward emotional dependence. And for parents and teachers, the norm can be simple. We do not have to treat the machine as a person, but we also do not use the machine as a place to practice cruelty. If a child hears adults use agents with clarity, evidence, correction, and basic respect, that becomes the script they inherit. Here is the practical rule I would teach adults, teams, and kids. Do not pretend the AI is a person. Do not treat it like a slave. Treat it like a powerful tool with a social interface. You can be direct. You can be firm. You can say the output is wrong. You can demand evidence. You can reject hallucinations. You can enforce standards. But do it without practicing contempt. A good AI interaction sounds like this. Here is what I'm trying to accomplish. Here is the context. Here are the constraints. If the request is unsafe or ambiguous, tell me before acting. Show me the evidence. Verify the output. And if I am wrong, push back clearly. The future will contain more voices that are not people. Some will be helpful. Some will be manipulative. Some will be companions. Some will be embedded in cars, homes, classrooms, headphones, games, calendars, and operating systems. Children will not experience all of this as software. They will experience it as something that talks. That is why the manners question matters. Not because the AI has feelings. Because humans form habits. Because interfaces teach scripts. So be clear. Be skeptical. Verify everything. Do not anthropomorphize the machine. But do not rehearse cruelty just because the target cannot complain. If you take one thing from this, make it operational. The next time you use an agent, do not ask yourself whether the machine deserves courtesy. Ask what habit you are practicing. Are you creating clarity or rehearsing contempt? Are you asking for evidence or demanding obedience? The machine may not care. The room around you might. Your children might. Your future self might. This is Agent Flow Labs. Practical systems for building agents and staying human while we do it. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next Flow Theory.